Hey guys, this is Patty B within the Holler. I got another firearm I'd like to share with y'all. This is the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 Compact Carry Comp. Well, that's a mouthful of a name, and I think I forgot to add Performance Center in there because it is a Performance Center gun, and she's chambered at 9mm. So yeah, the Compact Carry Comp's a polymer frame striker-fired pistol that feeds from 15-round magazines, and it does come with two. This is like the latest version of the M&P compact pistol, with the biggest feature on this being it does have a built-in compensator. Specs on this: 4¼ inch barrel, and it weighs 25.4 ounces on my scale with an empty magazine. Features on this start down here on this nice polymer lower. It does have some really good traction. I like the texture on it. It does have replaceable back straps, to adjust for your hand size, but this thing does feel pretty good in your hand. The magazine well is not beveled at all, so it's pretty skinny, so mag changes aren't going to be too easy. But, if you need a mag well in yours, Floyd's Custom Shop, they sell some pretty nice mag wells and base plates that fit those, and I'll probably end up ordering one of those. They seem like they're really good stuff. Controls on this: you got a little bit of texture on your magazine release, which is reversible, and you do have slide stop, slide release on both sides. Trigger on this, pretty darn good. You got a nice flat face trigger with the little dingus in there. Goes to a pretty steady wall, and it's about a 4.5 pound brake. And there's your reset. Yeah, pretty nice trigger for a concealed carry gun. I don't like them to be too light. I like them in this range, light enough to shoot well, but heavy enough not to accidentally pull the trigger when you don't want to. Got a nice 3-slot rail out there. The slide on this is pretty cool looking. It definitely has some unique slide cuts to it that help you get a lot of traction. However it is that you decide you want to rack this, this thing definitely has the traction for you. Even some little wings back here at the back. And it's just a good looking slide. It looks really good. And there's your big compensator there. And the rifling does stop back here, so you've got a little mini blast chamber. Sights, blacked out rear, kind of a U-notch, and a nice big bright front that is a nice sight and has tritium. Really nice set of sights. I really like those. Of course, we are cut for an optic, and it does come with some plastic plates for it. But as low as these sights are, I'm assuming that any optic you put on there, except for the Holosun EPS, which will direct mount, you're not going to be able to see your sights. They won't co-witness with the dot. But I'm probably going to keep this one irons, or I'm definitely at least going to put the first few hundred rounds with it just irons, just to get a feel for this gun. Yeah, I just picked this up from the FFL just a few days ago. Haven't fired it yet. Have done a fair amount of dry firing with it. Just trying to get used to that trigger. So pretty excited about taking this thing out today. Should be a whole lot of fun. Takedown on this, just like every other Smith & Wesson. Make sure you're clear and lock the slide to the rear. Throw your lever down. And she comes right off. You do have a stainless steel guide rod, which is always nice. Give you a look on the inside here. And putting it back together, just the reverse. So yeah, I'm gonna go outside, put 200, 250 rounds through this thing, get a feel for it. I'll come back in and give you my thoughts on this thing. All right, we got some Blazer Brass 115 grain. Let's see where this is hitting for us. All right, looks like the sights are on. I think shooting pretty soft. I'm gonna have to shoot something else in this size to see if I feel anything from that comp. But with the grip and the trigger and the sights, so far so good. This thing's shooting pretty nice. don't have a standard M&P compact without the porting to, test how well that port's working. But I do have a Shadow Systems MR920 that's about the same size, same weight, no porting. See if I can tell the difference in recoil between the two. Well, I know it's not an apples to apples comparison, but I don't know that I feel much difference in recoil reduction. But I'm just using range ammo, and they say that comps work best with high pressure ammo. The more gas you have coming out, the more gas you have coming up. But between the two, I feel like maybe there's a smidge reduction, but it sure doesn't seem like a whole lot. But this pistol is pretty cool. The between the grip, the trigger, and the sights, pretty easy to shoot. All right, let's see what we can do with that 25-yard plate. All right, let's try 40 yards. All right, missed a couple of them in there, but this thing's shooting pretty good. I do love those sights, and the trigger just helps you out. All right, got a 60-yard plate out there. Kind of hard to see, but we'll take some shots, see if we can hit it. All right, 3 out of 5. I'll take that. All right, back inside from shooting the Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 Compact Carry Comp Performance Center. And yeah, this thing is pretty darn excellent. I really enjoyed shooting it today. I put just over 200 rounds through it. No malfunction of any kind, which is always good to see. And yeah, this thing chugged along, and a pretty easy pistol to shoot well. As far as the comp, I don't know how much it helped. I don't have a non-comped compact, so it's kind of hard to judge against. But shooting against a Shadow Systems Glock 19 clone, I don't know if I noticed much difference. Maybe a touch. I don't know. Kind of hard to tell. But I don't even care if it doesn't do much at all. This pistol is really nice and really easy to shoot. The trigger is pretty excellent. The grip feels really good in your hands. The sights, awesome. So easy and so fast to pick up. They're not target sights, but for quick acquisition and shooting fast up close, these sights are great. I don't know that there's anything I can knock this pistol on. I guess the one thing might be the magwell. I do wish it had a little more of a bevel to it, or a magwell to come with it. I feel like I'm going to go ahead and buy the Floyd's custom magwell, just because I like shooting this a lot, and I want my mag, changes to be a lot faster, so I'll probably get that. But yeah, there's not much you can knock on this. I had never shot a M&P compact before. I have shot the full size, but this thing just shoots really good and is pretty cool. So, if you're in the market for a compact pistol, this definitely might be one for you to look at. I know everyone loves the slim lines now, the subcompacts or whatever, the 365 series and the Hellcat series. They're definitely skinnier than this and easier to carry, but you know, a bigger pistol is sometimes just easier to shoot, and I feel like that's what this is. I think there's still a place for pistols like this, a little bigger, a little heavier, easier to shoot than your 365 or Hellcats. But a cool pistol, and I look forward to shooting this a lot more. I think Smith & Wesson definitely has a winner with this, and yeah, I like it. Well, there you go, guys. Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 Compact Carry Comp. Y'all have a nice day.